up, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson with another special video, man. I gotta get this off my chest. The other day I did a video. I forgot the name of the video. It doesn't matter because we're gonna put the name of the video right here. And then we had some sister. I don't know what she was. Maybe she's like Caribbean or like black, African American and half Caribbean. And she was talking down on black men. And she was talking about why she doesn't date African American men. Now, my video never mentioned about why I don't date black women. She just one of these stupid thoughts that come into my channel, into my comment section, and start running her mouth about why she don't date black men when it's not even about that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually read this particular comment that I didn't ask her dusty ass for. She just wanna come over here and speak her opinion. She just got all this must all down the street. And I'm gonna respond to it over the voice over. So we're gonna do it like that. Let's get into the video. Subscribe, hit the bell. You know how it's gonna be. Let's go. All right, what's up, brothers? Welcome to the video. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead and get into this particular topic. Thank you for being here. Make sure you like and subscribe to join the channel. Hit the notification bell if you're new. Let me kind of narrate this, because the other day I did a video, and the video initially was talking about Kandi Burruss, right? And you see her on the screen. Kandi Burruss is, you know, she used to be in Escape. She's a millionaire, and she has a husband named Todd that she's always belittling on camera, always embarrassing him, always telling her business. I mean, she's just a terrible person. And I called her out for her disrespecting her husband like that. You know, a lot of sisters, you know, wish they could have a husband for whatever reason. And a lot of them don't. And you have one, and you take your opportunity to bash him and make him look bad in public. So sisters were in the comment section saying, well, you know, she made him, and, you know, she has money. Because I called her Dusty. I called her Dusty for her behavior. Well, she can't be Dusty because she have money. She can't be Dusty because of all these other things. And I actually made another video that was called, Dear Sis, You Can Have Looks and Money and Still Be Dusty. And I was talking about the fact that just because you have made it in life like a Kandi Burruss, or because you have money, that doesn't give you the right to be disrespectful to a black man. And the same thing for black men towards black women. You know, I'm very, I wouldn't say that I'm biased. A lot of times I call it down the middle. If you are a successful brother, that doesn't give you the right to be rude to a black woman, or to be, you know, rude to a sister just because you have more than she does, or you're more educated. That doesn't give you the right. That behavior would still be Dusty, men or women. And so that was the point I was trying to make. I wasn't trying to make black women look bad in any way. I was just calling it down the middle. And then you have this sister that comes into my comments again, who not even is on cold, not talking about it, not being clear, just being a dumbass. And she writes this comment that you guys are seeing on the screen, right? Let me read it here. And she goes, Dima, switch the music up. Let's use the sad music. A lot of black American men are Dusties. That's why I'm engaged to an African. But I grew up in a West Indian house where my parents didn't play certain things. None of that shacking up BS or kids out of wedlock BS. That's why it's important for women to date men that are on their level. Look, stop the show. There, T-H-E-R-E. Well, obviously you're not on any level because you can't even spell there. Or higher, so that this situation never occurs. The man is supposed to be the provider, or in a lot cases, that women will lose that respect for that man, especially if she's funding his lifestyle. All right, so let me give my commentary to this Dusty person who can't spell and just want to come over and be an ad hominem to the argument. So you guys saw that. Here's a shot at why I'm not dating African American men. You know, they always, not all of them, but some of them will look for an opportunity to always put a black man down. Those women who do that, okay? Not all black women do that. We know that, right? We're going to be fair. But we're not even talking about dusty black men. We do know black men are dusty. I even called out in that video. But here she goes wanting to put down black men as to why she's engaged to an African. All right? I grew up in a West Indian house. So she's there letting you know that she's not an African American. I was going back and forth with her in some of the comments. I think she deleted her comment, but I think she's like her mom's American and her mom's West Indian. Let me say this. This is why ADOS has so much pull, all right? Because of comments like this. Shout out to some of the, Caribbean people out there and African people, but you do have some that come from those communities that will come in there and say, this is why I'm engaged to an African, but I grew up in a West Indian house. Well, if you grew up in such a great West Indian household, why is it the need that your parent or parents had to come to the United States? All right. You're engaged to an African. OK, if that is so much better, then why is that person in the United States? As if such cultures and such people are just so much greater than African American men. As if we are just at the bottom, right? When it comes to black men, get you an African man, get you a West Indian man. Listen, if you go to these places, and I've been all through Africa, all right? If they see an African American man coming, they're running. Please, can you take me with you? If I go to any place in the West Indies, if you want to call that Trinidad, you want to call that Jamaica, you want to call that any of those places where, the crime rates are just going out of crazy, Haiti, their women are going to be like, yo, can you please take me back with you, right? So we need to stop with this whole attitude as if certain people are greater than certain people. You have the highs and lows of every community. You have the highs and lows of Jamaican Americans in America. We damn sure know that you have the lows of Jamaican Americans. The same thing with the Haitians, the same thing with the Nigerians, okay? This whole idea that black American men are dusty and I have to go to other groups of men within like the not interracial dating, but like, what do you call that word? When you're dating inside of the diaspora, that causes division. Okay. And this is one of the things that we got to also understand, that a lot of people are just here to cause division in between the groups of blacks. And this kind of stuff is why I think that we have this whole situation in the black community today. That's why, if you heard about the Yvette Carnell, the Tone Talks, they've been kind of talking about, influencers going to Ghana, and a lot of people have been kind of having a big conversation about that. A lot of sisters, if you are not an African American sister and you were raised in another culture, I prefer you not to really comment on the issues that African Americans will have, if that's the case, if you're going to comment about that, right? Because of this sort of situations that you get, the African American community and the other communities kind of going at one another. Stuff like this. And really what it is just another ploy for some lady to come in and try to use a black American man against a West Indian man, or a black American man against an African man. All right. Because then when you get tired of that man, you go run over to the next person, to the white man, and saying, oh, all the black men are dust. That's why I got me a white man. And you see a lot of sisters will cause this kind of confusion that will do stuff like this, intercultural dating. And that just is what I want to say. A lot of black men in America are dealing with these kind of people who kind of divide. And you have brothers who do it too. Brothers who will go into other communities, say, that's why I'm dating me a black Brazilian woman. I would never date a black American man because they're dusty. You know what I'm saying? And, you just don't understand. You make yourself look bad, especially if your mom, like she was saying, your mom is African American and you go around calling your own people dusty. That's why you date interculturally. How can they even respect you? And you have that mentality. Like, for example, if I go to Uganda, and I've been there 6 times, and I go there and I say, I don't date African American women because they're dusty. I would rather date a Ugandan woman. Automatically, I'm making myself look bad. If a Ugandan woman tells me that about her men, I'm looking at her as if she doesn't have any respect for herself. So I just wanted to kind of talk about this, man. Like, you do have these sisters out there. I don't know if they're trolling, but people out there are doing stuff like this, you know, trying to make their culture or the culture that they grew up in better than African American culture. When realistically, you know, we all know that African Americans paved the way for all blacks in America for them to take participation in the American dream. All right. If such culture is so much greater than ours, then there would be no need to come to America. You would be, you know, meeting your West Indian man in Jamaica or in the Trinidad or in the Caribbean or in Africa. Right. So we got to really understand that these division tactics are really shady, y'all. So I just wanted to give my 2 cents on that. We're going to go head on and go to the end. Let me know what you brothers think. So guys, that was the end of the video. I'm tired of talking about her, man. She kind of crusty in some of her conversation, and I got stuff to do. So anyways, brothers, I thank you guys for watching the video. Appreciate you. Again, hit the bell, subscribe. And I mean, for me, like this, if you don't like African American men, why do you gotta come on somebody's comment section and say that? You'll never see me go somewhere and say, this is the reason why I don't date African American women. Because African American women would be my first choice because they're my own people. I would never go somewhere and say, this is why I don't date black women. This is why I don't date African women. This is why I don't date Caribbean women. Do you know what that is? That's called self-hatred. And you act like your group is just so much better when that's not the case, all right? You need to stop that and check yourself. Your breath stank anyway. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.